guys, welcome to my Financial Friday video for this week. I have decided to do a tag that was going around was going around YouTube about 4 weeks ago now. Nobody tagged me in it, but I really liked it and I thought it was a really good prompt to get some questions flowing, some answers, some information. So I'm going to do it. My questions are on my computer over here, so sorry if I keep looking over. I just thought it would actually be a good way for me to get over my slight fear of telling figures and things, because I am nervous about that. As a British person, we don't talk about money. My grandma always told me it was very unclassy to talk about the cost of things. But also I think it's ace to hear stories of how much people have paid off and where they started and how long it took them and things like that. So I'm doing it. Okay, so question 1. When did you start your debt-free journey? We started in August, the end of August of this year, which is 2015. Yes, it has only been a few months, but we're already amazingly on board with this. So yeah, August 2015. Number 2, how long do you think it will take you to become debt-free? And if you are comfortable doing so, briefly share what your current debt consists of. Okay, I have estimated if we do not pay much extra, like if we debt snowball and we use the extra that's already in our budget without taking into account any extra, we should be debt free by February of 2017. I personally want to be debt free before 2017. I think it's totally doable with extra from selling stuff, working more. I think it's doable and I'm going to do it. Well, I say I, me and my husband, we are going to do it. So, our debt started off at £7,000. It's not a lot. I know that. We have been really, really fortunate. We don't have a huge amount of debt, but we also don't have a very high income. My husband works in retail and I'm a stay-at-home mum, and so your income isn't that high and none of that can change. I have a child with additional needs. I can't not be a stay-at-home mum. I have some health issues. I can't go out to work at the moment. So, it's just safer and easier to establish that that's our income and it's not high, but our outgoings are like, that is how our debt started, and it's on stupid things. A bed. We financed a bed. 0% finance, yes, that's fine. We could afford the payments, but as Dave Ramsey says, if you can't afford the payments, you can't afford what you're buying. Or if you can afford the payments, sorry. We should just save up and pay for it. And also, if anything, the budget's going to help us get better at telling our money where to go instead of our money telling us where it's going. Because we often have too much month left at the end of our money, and we shouldn't. We have enough coming in to not worry about that. So yeah, we started off at 7,000. In the first month of budgeting, we paid off £400 of that. And this month, which is our second month, we will pay off £340, I think, pounds of that. So we'll already be almost £700, £800 down on that. So that's really good going. So number 3, do you plan to celebrate or reward yourself once you are debt free? If so, how? I think this is a really interesting question. I get the impression that people who are new to the program say yes. People who aren't say no. I'm sort of in the middle. I think when we're done, we will reward ourselves by cash flowing a trip. We are going on holiday next year. We go on holiday with my parents and they want to spend time with their grandchildren, so we go with them. And you know what? It's so much more fun that way. But I think we would like to cash flow a trip just for me and my husband and do something that's just fun. But I don't know what that will involve. And you know what? I actually think the reward when we come out of it will be knowing that we can go and buy X, Y, and Z if we want to and not worry about it. We will have more disposable income, but I'm not going to dispose of my disposable income. I honestly feel like this is a total lifestyle change as opposed to just a diet. It's not a diet. It's like if you go on a diet, when it's done, you're done with it and your habits go back to normal. I don't want that to happen. I want this to become our new normal. So while we're going quite intense and getting through it, it's not going to make sense to reward ourselves because how will you do that? I just don't think it's a good idea to necessarily think of it as a reward at the end. The being debt-free will be a reward. We might reward ourselves by going out for a lovely meal in the cinema and not having to think, can I afford to pay for this month? That will be fun. Okay, number 4. What does your debt-free future look like? How will life change once you're debt-free? Okay, I've sort of started to answer that. Our debt-free future is going to look great. We are going to be more efficient with our income. We are going to know what we're spending our money on, and we're going to make wise financial choices. I already feel like that's starting. We cancelled our Sky television and have made adjustments as to how we watch TV and how it works for us, so that we saved over £75 a month doing that. We also now budget things in that we didn't before. We got a budget for a really long time, but we never really stuck to it, and I was always like, why isn't this working? And we had the same budget every month, so of course it wasn't going to work. There are different months. And we wouldn't budget for things like car tax, car insurance. We would just, oh, I'll get that on the pay monthly plan. We're not going to do that. Our financial future is going to look rosy. We are going to be so much better with what comes in and being more aware of how it's going out. I don't want all of our money to go to pay bills or debtor or creditors or the government. I want to save this money, and I want to be able to have a holiday where we're not trying to work out, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? We can't do this. Can't. I want to be able to work out, this is what we're going to do on holiday. This is how much we have to have. This is how long it'll take. This is when we can go. And we'll go and we'll enjoy it. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to say, oh yeah, there's bands coming to play in Edinburgh, which we have to drive for hours and hours and have a hotel. We can totally do that. We can cash flow that this month. No problem. That's what I want to be able to do. I don't think it's ever going to be like, a lot of the Dave Ramsey books and a lot of followers seem to think that you're going to suddenly be loaded, and you're going to, I think in America it can work in a certain way where they end up having literally millions in the bank. I don't think that's going to work here. We don't have the same cash flow in this country. I don't feel, just based on having read his books. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be like that, but I'm really looking forward to finding out. I'm looking forward to seeing how it will feel to not have to worry about money. Not worrying that we're not going to be able to pay for something, or, oh no, here's an unexpected bill. I would like to just get that unexpected bill and go, yeah, okay, I can pay that. No problem. Figure it out. Yeah. Number 5. What lessons will you pass along to your children regarding money and debt? This one is a really big question for me. We currently have 2 children. We would like to have another. Well, I would. Hubby is sort of on board with that. Which again would be really helpful to be debt free before getting another child. We have 2 children, and our oldest is autistic, and we have no idea what the future holds for him. I want to be able to provide for him should he need it. He is going to have a difficult life no matter what I do, and I want to try and make that as easy as possible, which means I can't be 80 years old and still having to go out to work because we have bills when he needs me. I can't do that. I can't go out to work right now because he needs me. And part of the being debt free will be knowing that we can afford for me not to work. It's not, I mean, we can afford it now, but we're not doing it properly. I want to pass down to him that he doesn't need to get into debt. He doesn't need material things to make himself feel good. But I also want to instill in him that you're allowed to want these material things. This is one of the things that I have a problem with on a lot of the Facebook pages. People get really angry at other people who say, oh, I really wanted to buy this. If you have the money and it's part of your budget and you've budgeted for this particular thing, buy it. There is nothing, there's a difference between keeping up with the Joneses and enjoying the fruits of your labour. Okay? If you're buying a brand new car because you want to pose to your neighbours, that's not cool. If you're buying a 1-year-old sports car that's amazing because you really like it, that's fine. If you've budgeted it and you've worked it out, it's fine. You're allowed to do that. As a really tiny basic example, I use an Erin Condren notebook for my budget book. I used referral credits to buy it, but even if I didn't have them, if this is something I budget for and I want it, then why shouldn't I have it? What is wrong with wanting nice things? I want to pass that on to my children. You're allowed to want nice things as long as you can afford them. You shouldn't go into debt or risk your future to have things that other people have. I think that having a healthy relationship with money and your want of material things will coincide. I love designer handbags, just do, something I always have loved, but I don't need to have them all. Just because I see people who do have them all, they can afford it, they go out to work. I don't want to go out to work even if I could. So that is a sacrifice I make. Another example would be somebody who constantly redecorates a house they don't want to live in. If you really don't want to be in that house, do something about it. Don't constantly redecorate to try and make yourself feel better because you're just... Sorry, card is full. Yeah, don't constantly redecorate. You're throwing money away on something that's not going to make you happy if ultimately the area and the home you're in doesn't make you happy. Do something about it. Go out to work or don't go out to work, but make these decisions for yourself. I want to be able to make these decisions based on what I want and not what I'm afraid of. I have decided to stay at home with my children, not because I can't go out to work. Well, I have chosen to stay at home with my children. If I choose to go out to work, I want to be able to make that choice for myself because I want to do it, not because I'm afraid of not having enough money. Yeah, so that is the debt-free future tag. I'm aware I got a little bit at that one. It's just, I feel really passionately about this topic and I'm starting to really get my teeth into it and I really enjoy it. So if anybody has any questions, please ask them down below, or you can find me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram name just here. And that's about it. If you do have any topics you would like me to cover in my financial videos, please let me know. So that's it, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up because it's really nice. I like getting thumbs ups. And if you aren't and would like to be, there's a subscribe button down below as well, but do not feel you have to. It would just be very nice if you did. Thank you. And I will catch you guys in my next video. See you later. Bye.